Hello, I appreciate you for being here. This video is about cookies that relates to the data that is being collected when you are on a website. This information has not always been transparent with how it is collected until recent. You may be annoyed when you go to a website and there's a box that appears saying that that company, the website, whoever is running that website is collecting your information. And sometimes when you click on a box, it'll tell you what is being collected and why it is being collected. Now, keep in mind, this may be annoying now, but the reality is they're doing that because they were promoting third-party data for decades. And the issue with third-party data is, let's say I'm a domain, you come to my website, and I'm collecting your information. But the issue with third-party data is there doesn't need to be a disclosure that tells you, hey, I may only need 10% of your information. So the question remains, well, what do I do with the other 90%? The answer has been to sell it off to other people. And the issue with that is once your information is sold and it is widespread to whoever it is looking to make use of it, what happens is you receive scams, you receive unwanted calls, all sorts of unnecessary communication that you wouldn't have wanted in the first place. That's why when it comes to first-party cookies, first-party data, it's important to know the data because they don't say cookies often, but no, it's cookies, which are data that is being collected of yours from whatever websites that you go on. Often they will ask, do you accept in a box, do you accept whatever it is information that they're trying to collect? Some websites you can get away with hitting dismiss or deny or no. Others, you have the ultimatum of accepting that or just leaving the website entirely. Ultimately, that's up to you to make that decision. It's just important for you to have this information so then you can better understand what's going on. For the fact that we should have been doing first-party data decades ago, giving the user, the consumer of whoever is going to that website, the autonomy within their privacy that their information would not be maliciously used against them. And some will say, it doesn't matter. It's like, well, it's easier said than when you are in that position. So it's important to understand we are in a time where first-party data is everywhere, but now more than ever, even though it should have been out there before. But what happened for the switch from third-party data to first-party data is the concept of a lot of large companies couldn't contain other companies from initially selling them information, your information, onwards to them, that second company selling that piece. Let's say they only needed 10% of that 90% that they bought from the previous person, and then they go and they sell off the other 80%. And so you see a pattern here. Ultimately, people will take whatever bits and pieces of your information that they can and find ways to take advantage of that. When the truth is, first-party data should have been of a thing long ago, but it wasn't because of all the money that could be made off of exploiting people, whether they realized it or not. And the ultimate reality is the switch happened because large companies no longer had as much control over the way that they manipulated your data to what is going on now. So for what this 5-minute video can serve you, it's a reminder of when you're going to a website and you see that box pop up, know that there is a possibility that certain parts of your information is being collected. And why it's worth checking out if you can go review further, depending on which websites allow you to look further into how they collect and use your data, to that of who are their associate partners within that company or within that domain that will also share your information with others. The same goes with credit card companies. Make sure you opt out as much as you can from that.